Hello ladies and gentlemen, today is 1st of May 2011 and you're watching Overgrowth Weekly number 20. I am Silverfish and with me today is Wolfbrother9393
Hey guys.
and Dirver.
Hello there.
And actually Anton is here, but he's on the phone or something like that, so he'll probably be right here in a minute or so, hopefully. Okay, but today we have a pretty cool show for you guys with lots of community stuff, just like last week. But before we get into that, we're going to take a look at what's new in the latest alpha, as usual. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to take a look at what the changelog and show you the changes from within the game. Okay, so first we have dripping blood on characters. I'm going to show most of these blood things in one go later. So, okay, dripping blood on characters, bloodstream particles, and then we have no eye movement or blinking when dead or unconscious. That's pretty self-explanatory and would be kind of hard to show, so I'm not going to try to. Particle interpolation for smooth slow motion. This means that instead of, when you're having a slow motion, instead of the blood being like chop, 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 it's going to be smooth when you go slow motion. But I don't think they ever had it be in... they didn't have the blood in a previous alpha at all, did they?
No.
No, I don't think so at least. So, yeah. We will never know how it would be without this interpolation. Okay, and then we have the comma key to cut throat. Actually, I'm going to go through the whole list and then show you the blood. Okay, script access to clean up temporary particles. Very useful for scripters to make sure that, yeah, stuff doesn't just hog the game too much if you're using particles. Placeholder blood, sound effects, and better stretched particle shading, making stretched particles look better. Okay, so let's bring up the game here, and press 8 to go to the terminal. And then I'm going to press comma to show you basically the entire... Yeah, this is the new stuff in the latest alpha. Push. And there you guys go. Okay, so as you can see, you have the blood stream right there. It's not looking very good right now, but this is a first test, so I'm not going to judge that. I'm just going to just ignore it for now. And then you have the blood splatter stuff on the ground. And yeah, see the blood on the character there as well. And the blood on the character is actually dynamic, so that's actually very cool. Gonna try.
He's making a snow angel there.
Yeah, he's making a snow angel. Anton, are you here now?
I am back. How's it going, guys?
It's going great. I just started out showing the latest alpha.
Cool. Yeah, sorry. I had a client call. Had to talk to them.
No problem, man. Okay, so I'm going to try to not lie down if it's actually possible. Okay, as you can see, the blood then drips down his chest instead. And on
It's
his
so
legs.
bloody.
Yeah. And the blood even drips from his legs. They should be here. You can see right there in his right leg, you can see it dripping down. Drip, drip, drip. So that's very awesome. And you can make these nice things on the ground as well. And yeah, awesome. This new gore stuff, I mean, it's... Yeah, this is pretty almost groundbreaking, I guess you could say. Since I've never seen any blood look this good before in a game. Can you like... Do you guys, have you seen anything that even resembles this?
Not that I can think of.
Not really. The only game that came even close was Trespasser, and that was pretty shitty.
Trespasser, I haven't heard of that game. Unfortunately.
It's basically just particles that create that blood splashes on the floor. But not running blood like that, no.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, go ahead.
I just really like the how the blood just drips down the body like that. I think even without it squirting out of his neck and all that stuff. Just the the dripping blood itself is blew me away.
Yeah, same here. And I mean, when he talks about in the Changelog video that right now it's per what is it, per vertex or something like that, so it goes down triangle by triangle, but he's going to make it so that it goes per texel, as it's called, which means that it will go per pixel on the texture instead of going triangle per triangle. So right now it looks a bit weird, but it's going to, I mean, if he codes it correctly, it's really going to look like the blood is running down properly, so that's actually, yeah, it's going to be super duper awesome, really.
Yeah,
It's gonna
I think
get
so.
bloody.
Yeah, it is. A game that has kind of like this that I just came to think of is Toribush. Have you played that game?
Yes.
Yeah.
That game has pretty sweet blood as well. If you played it with the good graphic settings, you can like change the graphic settings in that game to make everything look awesome. And if you do that, the blood looks kind of cool. But it doesn't look, I mean, that's not a game that looks realistic, so you can't be like, yeah, you can't really compare to this because Toribush is more surrealistic than Overgrowth. And the blood effect, yeah, it's kind of surreal in that as well. It's even more overkill than it is in Overgrowth right now, so yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah. I think the color is the thing that kind of drives me the most crazy with the blood so far. But the way it works is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, there are obviously things that aren't right now, but they'll all be worked out. I'm guessing he will have different shaders or something, perhaps, depending on what material they're on or something. That would be kind of cool. And yeah.
Yeah.
So it'll be awesome. It's a very, very good, first step in the blood stuff. And just having procedural blood in a game is very exciting to me. I love procedural stuff, and procedural blood is like awesome, because who doesn't like gore?
True, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you can't cut someone's throat in real life, so I mean, we have to have video games for that. Okay, so that's all the changes for Alpha 128. Of course, if you want to try out these changes yourself, you can, of course, buy the game at wolfire.com/overgrowth, or yeah, just go to wolfire.com/preorder to pre-order the game, and you'll get access to these weekly alphas. Okay, next up we have the art asset overview number 12. This is a video series that the art dude for Overgrowth is making. He makes videos once in a while, usually every other week, that where he shows just his process, some of his concept art, etc., etc. So I'm just going to show you this video, and then we'll come back afterwards and talk a bit about it. So enjoy the video, guys.
Welcome to the Overgrowth Art Asset Overview. This week I'm going to be showing off the finished Spherecrete set and some new concept art, but first let me show you a actual physical sculpture that I've been working on. It's still a pretty early work in progress. I am using Super Sculpey and modeling over a wire armature. Here is the new arena that I've been designing. David requested that I bump this up in the schedule, so here it is. This is the view from inside the arena. Here I'm focusing on detailing the VIP section. The arena was built and run by cats, so it has to be consistent with their architectural style. Sometimes it's helpful to do a simplified image to really get the details that you're interested in nailed down. Here is the complete Crete set. This is a few different assets used together to give you a sense of what it might look like in the game. Some rubble, decals, some larger models. Here's a closer look at the decals. This one is just supposed to look like a chip out of one of these large spheres. And the other decal is rubble. Just random debris. I made a lot of assets for this. They're kind of similar. There's the rubble and then the front and back of all of the different pieces. The final thing I worked on was on account of the holiday today. What gamers commonly refer to as an Easter egg. You might be able to find some of these in one of the levels for this new upcoming alpha. That's it for this week's Art Asset Overview. Don't forget, you can pre-order the game at wolfire.com/preorder. Thanks.
And that was the Art Asset Overview for this week. So in the video, I'm just going to go through in chronological order what he was talking about, and we're going to discuss this. Okay, so first he showed a little sculpture that he's making. Okay, what was it? Was it a wolf or a rabbit? I already forgot.
I think it was a rabbit.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and he was making it using like Super Sculpey or whatever it was called, and an armature. Like, I'm guessing he's using some kind of metal to keep it up.
Yep.
So that looks kind of cool. It's probably going to be very nice once it's finished, but right now it looked kind of lame, but you know, work in progress, work in progress.
Well, it'll be worth lots of money someday, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
We can all bid to see who buys it and mounts it on their mantelpiece.
Yeah, I think it'll be one of those things, you know, when Overgrowth becomes super huge and they have their huge lobby with their huge glass cabinets with all of their awards that they have gotten. Like, that piece will be standing in one of those glass lockers, just being awesome for visitors to look at when they come down.
Exactly.
You know, like Valve have their huge Valve, and Blizzard has like huge what they have, like huge sculptures, like huge statues and stuff. They'll have that
right.
Super Sculpey. Just to show their humbleness. Okay, and then he showed some arena concept art, which, yeah, it's an arena, and David had apparently asked Aubrey to bump that up in the schedule, so hopefully we will see some perhaps arena gameplay, since I'm guessing that'll be the easiest kind of gameplay to fix, and it'll keep people occupied, I assume, so hopefully we will see an arena map in the not too distant future. So yeah, he showed some concept art of that, and then he showed a simplified image, a simplified concept art, which is, yeah, it was basically a concept art image without any perspective. Just, what is it called? No, not even 1 point perspective, isn't it? I think that's just perspectiveless. And that's, I have to say that that's actually a very, very good thing to do. I do that like automatically when I do concept art, stuff like that. Because when you're doing a piece of concept art and you do like in perspective, stuff like that, that's fine. You know, it looks great, but sometimes I just feel like, how does this actually look? Like, how is this wall actually supposed to look? And then it's much easier to just be able to focus on all the details and all the proportions and that kind of stuff, and not have to worry about perspective, because perspective is yeah, it makes stuff look different, and it might not work properly if you're doing the perspective wrongly, if you know what I mean. So
Right.
yeah, it's a very very good thing to do if you're working with concept art, and yeah, as he said, you just want it to work, to be able to focus on the actual details of it.
I think in architecture and set design they call that an elevation.
An elevation.
I'm not sure if, I'm not sure if that is the same thing for concept art, but
yeah, it could be the same thing. I don't know. I haven't heard of that word before though, but still. But on the other hand, I should say I'm from Sweden, so I don't know English words. Okay, and then he showed us the finished Spherecrete set that he's been working on, and yeah, it looked kind of cool. Nothing really away blowing though, in my opinion. But yeah, it looks nice.
it looks complete, and I think that it'll be a nice match in a level, you know. Some color correction and mixed in with other Crete sets might be cool.
Yeah, indeed. So, Wolfbrother, have you come up with any uses of these round pieces yet?
Absolutely none. Although I was talking to you about maybe, like, using it as a cannonball for, I mean, just environment-wise. But, you know, they don't have cannons in this universe as far as I know. And, yeah, as far as platforming goes, they're obviously really difficult to get on. So I'm still trying to figure out how that ties into the universe right now.
But maybe that's sort of the interesting thing. You can use it as to a place that's difficult to get to. You know, like at the base of a base of a waterfall, although water may not be in the world, at the base of a waterfall where it's hard to walk anyway, you know, might be sort of an interesting place to stick those kinds of rocks.
How does that fit in the world then? Do you think, like, in there, since they have the list of the assets they need, what do you think that Wolfire's planning to use this for?
Well, they've talked about Crete as being sort of a resource, so it's probably something, you know, maybe the different types of Crete have different purposes, so in a world you might need to protect them or get to them, or, you know, if maybe you have to get one type of Crete to, you know, craft a sword, you know, like maybe that can only be crafted from round Crete, which is on the top of a mountain in a hard to get to place. Or, I mean, you know, I think it would be objective, like an objective end point or something like that, maybe.
Yeah, so the rocks are alive, aren't they? Like, they're growing?
Well, the Crete rocks are like those ones. The Crete, the spheres in the Hex Crete set and all that are supposed to be growing.
Yeah, I don't think they're really alive. They're like crystals. Like, they're not actually alive, but they grow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, I was thinking perhaps you could put them, if you have a wall or something, you could put an upside-down sphere thingy, and like put it like inside of the wall to have like a small platform going out, stuff like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But still, yeah. Kind of weird. They could be used for decoration as well, I suppose. Yeah. Anyways, in any case, they're pretty cool assets, though it could be hard to find, you know, specific uses for them, as opposed to the Hexcrete set, which was basically an awesome set if you just wanted to make some, you know, platforming. This set isn't really clear what you can do with it, except for that it looks really cool.
Right. So sort of it's less gameplay oriented at this point.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and after showing the Spherecrete set, he showed us some Easter eggs that he has modeled and textured and got into the game, and he has put 3 of those Easter eggs into the red hex. What's that level called? Red Hexcrete level thingy?
Red shards, right?
All right, red shards. Yeah, that's the one. So if you, and yeah, I think they didn't actually include that model into the release, so you're going to have to download that separately, but you can find the download in the same thread that you downloaded the latest alpha. And
right.
as I said, there will be 3 eggs on that level that will be kind of hidden, and you'll have to find them. Just kind of like a fun thing to do. searching.
And they're kind of cool. They're kind of cool looking, actually. I put them in one of my levels already as little, Easter eggs to find. So.
Yeah, it'll be cool if they. I mean, they're going to have trophies kind of things. At least they have talked about it before. So, which I guess will be like models. I mean, not models. What I'm talking about. They will be like achievements. Is what I wanted to say. So perhaps they could have that like a sort of collectible. So on every level there are like 3 eggs or like 1 egg per level or something that you can find. I think 3 eggs would be too much actually. So perhaps 1 egg per level. And then you get like a small star or something, and we collect all of them on all the levels. Perhaps you get something, a title or something, an extra level. I don't know, something cool, just something fun for those people that just want to play the game but need to have a reason to.
Well, if we have hotspots, they would be a good way to, it would be a good way to just have random levels, achievement levels that you could get going pretty easily. Where I'll find the eggs. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's really cool. We'll see if they do anything with the eggs. Certainly a possibility, but considering it's a pretty serious game after all, perhaps they won't. I don't know. We'll see.
It's funny because it's a serious game, but they certainly have a sense of humor.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, that doesn't necessarily have to carry over into the game, though. I mean, we haven't seen any really weird or funny things in the game, except for the April Fool's thing, or the 1st of April video that Ori made, and this one, right? Or can you come up with any...
Sure, I mean, John put the whale man with the mouth laser or whatever thing shooting off into the distance when he was showing off the race course a long time ago.
Yeah, but I mean maybe they don't want the game to be humorous at all. Maybe they are funny and all that kind of stuff, but they don't want to carry that over into the game. If you see what
it's
I mean.
possible. Yeah.
But I don't know. I hope they carry some of the humor into the game because, although the community members will certainly see all the references and, just understand them, and it'll be awesome.
Yep.
So that's cool. Okay, and that was actually all for the art asset overview. I have to say, pretty nice one this week. And we'll see if he comes out with the one next week as well. I sure hope so. Okay, and that actually gets it out of the weekly alpha segment and into the community segment. First up, we have the fan art watch, where we take a look at some of the latest fan art for Overgrowth. So let me see if I can find her. Let's see, I need to check the date to make sure which ones I have taken a look at. Okay, 25th. Let's see, we have seen this one, yeah. Okay, so this one's the first one. Made by Krupoplik. Okay, and it's kind of a goofy image. It's, rabbit with, nice top hat and fancy clothes. And the text, "Let's get it down to business." And a nice standard Photoshop lens flare there as well. Pretty cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, not a lot to say about it. It's just awesome. And then we have this image by Breg, which is actually a 3D thingy. Let's see here. It's a 3D rendering with rabbits, ghost rabbits and stuff. Kind of reminding me of the tutorial rabbits in Lugaru.
Yeah, a little bit.
And on the wall we have here's a picture from Lugaru, obviously, even though it's kind of blurred, so it's kind of hard to see. And to the right we have the ghost rabbits again. Actually a kind of ghost rabbit movie I suppose they have been watching. Ghost Hunters, reference to... Isn't that... what are they called? Ghostbusters? Yeah.
Ghostbusters, sure. Or that, there's that TV show. There's, Real Ghost Hunters or Real something like that.
Oh,
in the US anyway, yeah, there's a a show where they try and prove that ghosts are real, but
Oh yeah.
I'm really scared now. I'm really
It's
scared.
okay, Anton. It's okay.
No, there's a good South Park reference here, but I'm not gonna get into it.
Oh, why not?
Because I don't want to sit here and quote it because you guys might get the wrong impression.
Oh, okay.
You don't want
yeah.
your kids to see.
My poor babies that haven't been born yet or conceived of or anything.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah. Actually, but I like this picture anyways. Getting back to the picture.
I think it's cool. I like that it's a very realistic kind of picture.
Yeah, it's certainly not in the same style as Overgrowth, and it has like a really high detail level. I almost said level of detail, but I meant like it has lots of clutter in it, so it looks fleshed out. It doesn't look bare like these kind of renderings often do. So yeah, it's really cool.
Right.
Very, very nice stuff. Okay, so next up we have another image by Zimande, or Zimand, I don't know how to pronounce that. But let's open a new tab right there. Let me just see if he wrote something about this. Okay, back to the old picture again. I'm just going to tell you what he wrote about it. All objects done in Blender 2.4, the old version, GIMP and the Neo Paint for the art, except for the coat yellow and orange, which was a material from CG graphic samples. Okay, so made in the old version of Blender and textured with the GIMP and Neo Paint. Okay, and then we have another image, or yeah, another image by Zimande. A really quick fan art. I had this idea of a bunny reaper, and here it is. I hope you like it. And there you guys go.
Yeah, it would be like death, something.
Yeah, something death, rabbit death.
Yeah.
Reminds me of that. What's it called? Discworld. You know what that is?
Yeah.
No. Oh.
Yeah, it's like I don't really know what it actually is. There were books first, right? Anyways, Death is in it. He's a character in it, and then there's like another Death, but he's for the mice. So it's like a mouse Death guy. So it's like the Mouse Reaper, and here we have the Bunny Reaper.
I'm the Bunny Reaper.
And there's also that from Conker's Bad Fur Day. There's
I
a
was just
Reaper
thinking
man there. Yeah. And he's actually real tiny, but he's using this megaphone to make him sound like he's really large and stuff.
Almost like a game
Awesome.
interested.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Da-da-da-da-da. Okay, yeah, but this concept art, concept art, or I'm saying fan art. This fan art is really cool, actually. I like it. Of course, could have used more colors, I guess, but since it's supposed to
I
look...
kind of like I like the duotone look.
Yeah, since it's supposed to look evil and that kind of stuff, the red fits quite well, actually.
Yeah, that's playing Overgrowth in Virtual Boy.
Oh, yeah. Playing Overgrowth in a Virtual Boy, yeah. You know, in Virtual Boy, this very old Nintendo thing that didn't really do very well, but it was like 3D, and everything in it was red. Everything was red in it, so that's where that reference fits in.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, very cool, very cool. So was there anything else? Yeah, a background made by Dragon's Creed. I made a little background for myself, he writes. So let's take a look at that. Yeah, it's basically a picture of Overgrowth with the text Overgrowth on it. And yeah, it looks kind of cool. I don't really like... It just feels kind of cluttered to me. I like my backgrounds being as uncluttered as possible so that I don't like lose icons and stuff like that, you know? I usually do that.
Yeah. I usually agree. Although my my current desktop pattern is quite colorful, but in a way that I wouldn't imagine. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It somehow works. I usually agree with you. I I usually like keeping my desktop very clean of anything, and I don't know. Currently, I have these sort of vivid colored backgrounds, but whatever.
Yeah.
I'll show you sometime.
Yeah. You'll do that. But I mean, yeah, this image pretty cool, though not too much work put into it, I'm assuming, so not much to criticize right here, but yeah, cool stuff in general. And that was the last piece of fan art for this week. And let's move on to the next item, which is Ramuli's second map. Let me read to you guys what he's writing about this. Just made my second level. It contains both platforming and fighting in a good balance. Please tell me what you think about it after you had a chance playing it. Okay. So Anton, are you ready so that I can switch over to your stream so you can show this?
Yep, I'm ready. You'll have to let me know when you guys can see it.
We can see it, but we can hear you. Like we will be able to hear you twice now. We can in my left earphone. I can hear you from your stream.
Oh, that should not be happening. Let me see if I can fix that real quick.
I see it now in the stream.
That should fix it. Is that better? Can you still hear me in both places?
Yeah, I can.
You know, this may be the thing I was saying, where I can hear myself just quietly in the left side of my ear, and I don't know why. That doesn't make any sense at all. Huh. Is it? Yeah, it's still there. Yeah, I don't know why. I'll have to track that down.
Okay. We'll have to live with it then, I suppose. Could you like turn off your sound? Maybe I can turn off your sound. Yes.
I can turn off my sound symbol if you want. Yeah. You want me to do that?
No, I'll just turn off the sound entirely from you. Is that okay?
Sure.
Because we'll need to hear you talk and stuff. We need your input on this. So I've turned off my sound. I can't hear your stream now, but I can hear you and all that kind of stuff. So go for it, man.
Oh, so they can't hear the sound from the game?
Exactly.
Okay.
Is that
well, in that case, huh?
Is that okay? Good solution?
Yeah, it's fine. You know, they just won't be able to hear whatever music or whatever.
Yeah, which is of course unfortunate, but yeah.
Right. Although I realized I still have my music mod going, so it's not that big a deal. So there's definitely some tricky stuff in this level. So some things are pretty cool. And overall, I like the layout of the platforming, except for when I jump off the edge. The one downside is that there's no, if you fall, there's no quick way back up. So I find myself a lot of time running back to the beginning of the levels and stuff. But I always love, which is annoying. But I always love these sort of two-wall jumps and things like that. Where you have to wall jump and then wall jump again. And apparently I can't do it today. Sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on.
It's fine. You can just change just move the spawn point if you want to.
Yeah, I'll try one more time. If I can't do it this time, then I might, I might stop. Is the quality of the stream better this week? I know last time they said it was a little bit pixely coming off of my computer.
Yeah, I can see a few pixels here and there, but I think the quality should be like more than fine. Looks great on my end at least.
I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna just jump up there. I'm so sorry, guys.
No problem. Yeah, I mean, I haven't had the chance to play this map because it just didn't want to start on my computer for some reason. I got an error that I have never gotten before, ever, so that was very weird, but I mean, the map looks very nice, and
Okay.
they just need Yeah, what are they called? Checkpoints. Yeah, we need
Yeah,
checkpoints.
some kind of checkpoint. So anyway, here's our first combat area over here, and we'll see if I can. Yikes! We'll cheat a little since we can.
Yeah. We don't want to play through the map like a million times.
Right. Or we might, depending on who we are. It's weird, I'm getting a little more lag than I'm used to, so it's feeling a little bit weird.
Oh,
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, you are. I see your frame rate dropping a bit there to 30.
Yeah, whereas normally... Now, right now you guys can see a bug that has kind of been bothering me. This third rabbit over here is actually not ragdolled. He's actually just laying there, not standing up. Oh, maybe not. I've had this issue where sometimes the rabbits aren't actually dead, and then I walk over to them and they'll kick me across the screen even though they're laying down, and then they'll do their stand-up animation.
Yeah, I had that as well. It was really weird. I was like, why is he just lying there? And then suddenly I got hit like 3 times and died, and then he stood up, and I was like, okay. I just died for no reason, like ghosts around here or something, I don't know.
So, and then we're back to platforming again, and there's some cool little running up the walls and flipping kind of stuff, which I always really enjoy.
Mm-hmm. It's looking really, really good. I mean, it's just, the graphics are really nice.
Yeah, I like it, and I like the layout. There's a nice flow. It's never unclear where you're supposed to be going.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, overall I'm very happy with the way it feels.
I feel like this would be really awesome if it were like in the middle of a city, like kind of Prince of Persia-esque looking.
Right. Now I don't know if you guys caught that, but he was laying down and kicked me off the edge, even though he was on the ground. Now here was one spot where I did find there's a way to sort of cheat your way back up if you jump back up.
Needs to fix that, man. It's an easy thing to fix though, but yeah. Those are the kinds of things I do not want anyone to do on anime levels. Oh no.
Right. Of course I jumped too soon. We'll just put my spawn point again. I'm gonna cheat some more so you guys can see more of the level, because it's a worthwhile level and fun. So.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is always something that drives me crazy, is not being able to rotate the camera or move the camera around.
Yeah, that's always annoying. Did your guy die? Press Z and then X. Okay.
Yeah, I ended up inside of a...
That happened to me also once. You should be able to just ragdoll out of it, I think.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. I've never seen that before.
I think that's new for this alpha as well. I haven't had that before either. Lots of new bugs in this alpha. Nothing game breaking though, luckily.
No, I'm still able to play, aside from every once in a while getting... There we go. Every once in a while getting a character that's lying down to invisibly kick me.
Yeah. Maybe it's just really fast.
Maybe. So again, 3-wall jump platforming is always great.
Indeed.
I really love the sense of scale in this map. Like, I just feel like that's not something that's really been portrayed at all, I guess, so far. Just like, I guess the distance and everything that you're going.
Yeah, you can see, I've really traveled a long way already, and here I am kind of coming up to the end, and, there's this beautiful tree, and you jump down in here, and oh look, there's some wolves.
Sweet. And you get instantly mauled.
and again. Yeah, hopefully they'll fix this judo throw being able to kill wolves so easily. And that's it. And then we run out the side over here, and we've finished the level. And there's sort of cool little things. So I think this level plays great when I'm not having weird lagging issues. The platforming and the combat, as he said, are pretty well balanced. I kind of enjoy the platforming, and then I enjoy the fights. So it's been cool.
Yeah, it looks really great as well. I mean,
Yep.
this has to be the best map so far for Overgrowth. I'd have to say, even though I haven't played it myself, it looks like it. Would you agree on that?
Yep. Yeah, I think
agree.
so. It it has a good sense of scale and flow, which is definitely fun. So
Yeah, highly recommended. Find it on the SPF. So any last words, or is that it?
that is it for this level so far.
And lighting. The lighting was never an issue, even when you jumped down where the tree was.
Yeah, although it's definitely before I rendered the shadows and the ambient occlusion, it was definitely lighter down there than it is now. But and also, of course, as always, ambient occlusion crashed on me like 3 times trying to calculate it. So that's still a place that the game needs work, not the level. So, but overall, I think it's a great level.
Sweet. So I'm going to switch back to my stream here right now. My game has got a very low FPS for some reason. I think I might have to restart this because I have like... Oh, no. Okay, it went back down. Oh, no, it's good again. Okay, good. Okay, so I'm going to show you a mod. Let's see, I'm just going to bring up the agenda here. I'm going to show you Last's. His nick is actually Last, and he's made a blood mod. So I'm going to read to you guys what he's saying about that. Alpha 128 blood mod. Blood fly from where you get hit by and don't drip on character. Okay, he's not very good at English, so I'm just going to tell you myself. Okay, it's basically when you get hit, there's blood. So he managed to tweak the blood stuff in it and make it work with, yeah, just when you get hit. So let me just install this mod here real quick. This is actually how the installation folder download looks like. And he includes the original files as well, which is very good if you want to uninstall it. I do want
That's
to
very nice of him.
Indeed. So you will not have to worry about that kind of stuff. And then just back into the game, and I'm going to add a character load item. Characters. Rabbit guard. Load him up right there. And then switch to fighting mode. Actually, I'm not going to be in fighting mode, I'm going to look from the outside instead, because they will fight on their own. My FPS isn't great. As you can see, there is blood, and dripping blood on the ground and all that kind of cool stuff, so... Let's take that slow motion. It works pretty well. One thing that I have noticed that I just don't know what it is, really. If you take a look at this. Okay, you see this white thing here that bounces for some reason? Okay, so there's a white bouncing thing here. And it bounces and it bounces. And then it like goes through the ground and like disappears. Sometimes it bounces like several times, like perhaps 5 or 6 times. That's the only weird thing I've found with this mod.
That's very strange.
Yeah.
I mean, really strange.
Yeah, and then it leaves like small blood splatters on the ground as well. So that's
Blood splatters are cool.
yeah, see there it's bounced away. I don't know if you caught that.
I can't.
Like
There it is again.
Combat.
Right there. And there it is again. Look at it go. And then through the ground. Yeah, but in general, I mean, it doesn't look great. Actually, I mean, since the blood is like all over the place, going like a I don't know, brew kind of pattern. But you know, it's good enough for a community-made mod that will be obsolete in now less, yeah, just a few days.
Yeah.
And I mean,
As
David will add in his own blood as well, of course, like when you're fighting and stuff.
Yeah, and hopefully it's not every time you get hit.
Yeah, hopefully.
Exactly. Oh look, my sound is better.
It
I'm
is.
not getting the left side channel issue anymore. So
Sweet. Yeah, so that's that mod. I don't think I can recommend it though, actually, because it does. It does lower performance a bit. So I don't know if you have a really good computer, it might work well. But right now, I think it's the decals that aren't optimized enough yet. But it's going to optimize the decals, of course. But yeah, if you want, you can check it out. Just you can download it and try it out, check it out, just see how it looks, and then you can like uninstall it very very easily as well. Just copying the other stuff again, the what do they call them? The original files that I also included. So it's I guess just download it, try it out, and take a look at it, see that it's awesome, and then you can uninstall it again if you don't want it, or just wait until the next alpha, download, install the alpha, and then it will be gone by then instead. So yeah, either way, pretty cool mod by Last. Yeah, Last was his nick. Okay, and next up we have Rovert's Battle Tower map. Let's look at this. Okay, so Rovert writes. I'm switching to your stream now, Anton.
okay, I'm ready.
So Rovert writes, blah blah blah. I've been working on this one level I had an idea for. It's sort of like a battle tower type deal, like in Pokemon. Just lower the volume there a little bit.
Oh, I can turn it down if the sound is too loud.
No, I just turned it on. Okay, anyways. Yeah, like in Pokemon, except with a lot less enemies, because too many ragdolls lags out the editor. And there yeah. So you start at the bottom of the building and work your way up. Though if you touch, blah blah blah, it's like a bunch of.
Yeah, there's some weird
switches.
physics issues.
So there we have the broken wall where you walk in.
Which is actually my favorite part of this whole map. I like walking up this set of stairs to find this kicked-in door broken down. It's kind of fun.
I agree. It's actually very awesome looking. That destruction right there.
Exactly. So, which he said in the thread that, you know, he was just using the same piece and he got kind of bored with it. But I think it actually, to me, it doesn't look repeated, even though I know it is. It looks kind of almost natural. So,
yeah,
kind of fun. So, and here we are at my first enemy. So he's put this sort of fence barrier so that they can't get to you. And of course, as soon as they learn how to jump, this will no longer hold them in place. But the issue now with this level is that there's not a lot of space for fighting. So it's pretty easy to find yourself kicked against a wall.
Yeah, I like that. Where you almost instantly die because the walls are out of rock or something, and you often hit your head into them and you die.
Right. So of course with this first guy it's usually not too big a deal, but as you continue up this little pathway, fighting two rabbits in this enclosed space is not quite as easy. Although that wasn't so bad. And we'll make our way up now to the last tower. Walking up this little staircase is not easy without a walking mode.
Yeah.
And again, our little wolf guy really wants to come out and play. And I have discovered you cannot block a wolf trying to hit you. And here we are, everybody's favorite logo. We'll bow to the logo. And this is the end of the level.
Sweet.
And there we go.
So it's like a small arena kind of map
Yeah, a little bit.
with increasingly hard levels. Like you said, like in Pokemon, whatever that's called. I don't remember.
I'm afraid I never played that game.
Oh, you never played Pokemon? Oh man.
You know, I was just old enough that I hated the idea of Pokemon when it came out, and so I'm afraid I never got into it.
No. Yeah, but this level, it has, as you said, its shortcomings. Is that a word?
Yeah.
But in general, pretty cool level. It looks pretty nice. Nothing extraordinary, but not too bad either. In general.
Exactly.
And
So
yeah, quite fun to play. It's
it
cool
is.
stuff.
It made me laugh. I bounced when I fell off the first time.
Yeah, I saw
If you
that.
saw that.
That happened to me.
That's kind of
I'll-
weird.
Actually, I was walking on the walkway and then I accidentally fell down and then I bounced and I bounced up to like the same level and I was like, ooh, thanks. I guess.
Exactly.
Awesome. So, Dirver or Wolfbrother, have you played this level or the other one?
I have not played this one, but I, like Anton said, I love the door at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the door's pretty great.
I haven't played this, but I played the last one, and it's pretty awesome.
Yep.
More tower levels, please.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great if they add like so the enemies stay put until you fight them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It looks a little goofy when I'm trying to get at you and they can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did find with these things, yes, the pillar or whatever, the fence kind of thing, that it can be bugged. Like if you fall in under it and then you stand up, you are sometimes you just fly away. Like it's a basic physics bug. You're small when you're ragdoll. When you stand up, you become large suddenly, so you like fling away. So he should perhaps have made those into walls instead, just to make sure that that can't happen, to minimize the amount of bugs that can happen in the level.
Right.
But yeah, nice level, I have to say. Okay, so
I think it's cool.
that was the tower level. It doesn't really have a name. I'm calling it the Battle Tower level by Rovert.
I think he called it Battle Tower in the description, which is definitely the way I renamed it in my my level. So
Yeah, he called it Battle Tower Thang. Anyways, yeah, cool map. Well done, Robert. And
Well done, indeed.
next up, we have an update on The Moon is Down.
Excellent.
Yes, which for those who doesn't know is the mod that Wolfbrother9393 and I are working on. And we have made quite some progress since last time. Let me just adjust this window so that it's centered. There we go. Okay, so our focus this time around has been on optimizing the level because it was very unoptimized before. Yeah, it was almost unplayable without enemies. You had like 15 FPS and then it went down to even less with the enemies. So when you actually fought an enemy and controlled your character, it took a lot of your computer's power. So we have made our best to optimize the level by reducing the amount of objects on it. And this looks kind of goofy because I haven't rendered the shadows yet. And I do think we have a normal map problem that we're going to have to figure out. But yeah. So here's the level anyways. This ground, for instance, before it used to be a bunch of objects. Many objects. How many could this have been? Like several hundred at least.
Yeah, it was like 9 by something, and then I had others below it, you know, to make it be touching the ground.
Yeah, and now that is instead one big object. So that of course saves a lot of resources, and then we have these walls which are not done either. They are very stretched right now. We plan to fix that, of course. Also one big object, so we're saving the amount of objects as much as we can, and we have gained, well, the FPS at least doubled more than that, I'd say. And other than that, we will also we planned to have a trophy that was kind of advanced, but we're going to instead have a decal for that. We're going to add more decals to the place, making blood decals, scorch decals, that kind of stuff. This texture is far too big because it looks like it hasn't been replaced with the new object yet, but that will happen, of course. Okay, and then here we have the ceiling in here we plan to replace as well, I assume, because this is a lot of small objects as well. The floor in here also a lot of small objects. We'll see what we can do about that. So basically just reducing the amount of objects to make everything more smooth is what we have been doing in this last week. So do you have any comments, Wolf Brother? Anything you want to say about it?
Well, also I feel like that, now, this week, now that we're talking about it, the base gameplay is completely finished now, and now it's just touching up on the detail of the level, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we need to make sure that it runs well and that it looks reasonable, I suppose. So that's basically what we're doing now. As I said, adding decals, adding all sorts of, reducing the amount of models. And yeah, and then we'll release it. I'd say we're on schedule for the next alpha, right?
Yep, I believe so.
That would be reasonable. So we will probably release it perhaps a day, perhaps at most 2 days after the next alpha is released, which is very soon. What is that, 2 or 3 days, something like that, depending on where you live?
Probably depending where you live. Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, awesome stuff. I hope you're looking forward to this.
I'm looking forward to it.
Oh yeah. Give me the money. Show me the money.
show me the money, or show me the level. Well, you can see the level.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's it. That's about it for the update for this week. And yeah, look forward to it. We're going to post it in the show thread like most other levels, so it'll be great. So let's move on to the next item on the agenda. Actually, that wraps up the community segment, and we're moving on into the tweets and news segment. And first, the Humble Indie Bundle is over, or Humble Frozen Byte Bundle, I should say, which is the third bundle from the Humble Bundle guys, which of course are John and Jeff from Wolfire Games. That's why that's very relevant here. So if you didn't get the bundle, unfortunately you're now out of luck. Yeah, it was a sweet bundle. How much did it make? Let's go to the humblebundle.com and take a look at the statistics, the final statistics. Okay, let's see. Okay, total payments, $910,131. Quite a bit, especially considering, it was just to one company, or two companies, I suppose. But one company made all the games, so anything contributed to the developers are going to Frozen Bytes. So these guys probably made more than any of the earlier developers for the other bundles. And this didn't make as much as the other bundles. But okay, maybe that was because since fewer developers are involved, fewer are writing about it on their blogs, because every developer was writing about it that was in the bundle. And so they got like fewer, just not as much publicity, right? But on the other hand, they got in more money for to less people. So I'd say perhaps this was even a more successful bundle than the earlier ones, considering that. If you think about it in that way.
Yeah, a lot of that's going to depend on who the money went to, how it was, how people chose to donate the money. But
Yeah.
I agree. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And as we mentioned last time we talked about this, Mac guys just they used to be 1/4 of the earlier bundles, but this time they went down, and now they're like 1/5, 1/6, something like that. So
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah,
Linux
1/5.
users beat them. Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised. I mean, not surprised, but, it seems odd that so few Mac people played them, because they really are, they run well on my Mac for sure. It's cool. I think the really disappointing thing, though, is to see the average Windows payment and just the average purchase price this time around compared to previous bundles. To me, that's kind of disappointing.
Yeah, I agree. So the average, if you can see that, I think you can see it on the stream, like barely, but the average purchase is $4.97. The average Windows purchase is $3.91. The average Mac purchase is $6.42, and the average Linux purchase is $11.82.
So, way to go, Linux users.
Thank you.
Well done,
You guys are awesome.
But
Yep.
yeah, it's of course that's a bit disappointing that it fell down. It wasn't it like $7 or $8 the average before.
Yeah, yep. And at the end of the second bundle, they definitely did some interesting marketing to sort of raise that number, I think. Because the first number, the first bundle had a higher average, and then the second bundle was just sort of tanking, and then they offered the whole first bundle if you donated more than the average, which meant it started raising the average up, which I think was a smart idea, but they can't do that every time.
Yeah, don't you think, I mean, I like that idea that you get something extra if you donate above the average. Perhaps, something like perhaps, let's say, perhaps you get the soundtracks only if you donate above the average. That would be like a nice thing that would maybe bring up the average a bit, because I know some people obviously will buy the bundle like 20 times and give it to their friends, like for just a cent or whatever.
Right.
But that would mean that those bundles would have a lesser worth as well, I suppose. So it feels like a good thing. Like you can get the bundle if you want to, but if you want some little extra goodies, you just have to pay above the average and actually help, increase and better the statistics for the bundle.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that might be an interesting thing to maybe include from the beginning,
Yeah, exactly. Like a part of the bundle, like that's a humble bundle thing or something.
Right. That'd be interesting.
Totally.
Jeff and John, if you're listening.
Yeah.
If not, then I'll pester you about it later.
Mm-hmm. But maybe they tested it out in the last bundle, as you said they did on the end, and maybe they just weren't satisfied with the results of that, so they decided not to include it in this bundle or something. I don't know. But yeah, we'll see. I think it would be a great thing, but they probably know more about this stuff than we do, and they have probably been sitting down just thinking about it for a long time. So I'm sure they have considered it themselves, but. Yeah,
right.
Makes sense to me at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did some playthroughs in some of these games in the bundle. I planned to do, or I wanted to do all of them, but I just didn't feel like going on anymore after I had played through Shadowgrounds and Trine on his stream, and you can check out the streams on JustinTV/OGWeekly and go to the videos there, and I'll have some some playthroughs. We had some 3-player co-op in Trine, so that was cool, and I played through Shadowgrounds on my own. Yeah, epic stuff. I might play through Shadowgrounds Survivor anyways, even though the promotion is over, and some Jackclaw streaming. We'll see. Anyways, that's it for the Humble Indie Bundle, I suppose. And next up we have just a small news item from the Twitter about that the Jackclaw now has a Linux version. It used to be Windows only. Actually, let me bring that thing up again. This Jackclaw was a prototype game that they shipped, that Frozen Byte had made, but they never intended to ship after a while. They just cancelled it. But they included it, and it was Windows only, but now it has a Linux version as well, so that's cool. Just thought I'd throw that. I just thought I'd throw that out there as well. And yeah, I think that's it for Overgrowth Weekly for this week. So.
Yep.
Yeah, thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Thanks Anton, thanks Dirver, thanks Wolf Brother for being with us today, or with me. Thanks for coming on, guys.
Hey.
Thank you.
See you guys later.
Yeah,
Bye.
see you guys, bye-bye.
Bye.